Good afternoon. My name is Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. I have one reason you should subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about the great outdoors. And I guarantee you will like the content that is on this channel. Good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Get yourself a cup of coffee. Today we're going to talk about axes. My favorite axes. I love axes just as much as I love hunting knives. They are tools. That's all they are, is tools. I don't worship them like so many videos on bushcraft. Especially when it comes to a bushcraft axe. Lots of money, big money, big money. You ain't got a good axe unless you're spending big money, big money. Big money so it can be an official bushcraft axe. So, just poking a little bit of fun. These are real pieces of tools for this kind of lifestyle. That's all they are. A hunk of metal on a wooden handle that takes a sharp edge. I have 4 axes here, and that's just here. I've got some of these axes will travel with me when I go to Beaver Creek. This one travels with me. This is my trail axe. That goes absolutely everywhere. And then if you guys watch the videos, we picked this one up last winter. I found it on Marketplace. This has turned into a really good axe and a really favorite axe of mine. It's heavy. It splits wood like a banshee. It's really good for breaking up the big wood for then finish cutting it into kindling with that. But that thing has got some weight behind it. You do want to be careful with it, just like any axe. When I'm splitting wood, I stand off to the right so that when I swing, it comes down the outside of my leg and not the middle, or not into my right leg when I swing, when I'm trying to split a big piece of wood with it. So keep that in mind when you are using a heavy axe. But this is, I found that I had to travel. I was going that way anyway, so it worked out good for me, but it was actually 3 hours from my home. But I was up in that area anyways, later on that week, so I made an appointment with a guy and purchased it on eBay. Not eBay, a Marketplace. But anyways, what are these axes and why I make fun of bushcraft axes? I make fun of bushcraft axes because they're so darned expensive. And an axe is an axe is an axe. I don't care what fancy name they put in it, how many commercials it's in. It's an axe, it's an axe, it's an axe. It's all it is. They've been making axes since the beginning of time. Coffee break. I know I have featured this axe before. This is an axe put out by Steel, the chainsaw company. It's a woodsman's axe for when you cut down trees, stuff like that. What I like about this axe is, number one, it feels really good in my hand. It's got a good balance to it. You'll see some axes when you buy them, they don't balance at all. Eastwing is one of them. You look at that crappy axe that's put out by Eastwing. It has, number one, it pings when you hit it, and number two, it's not balanced. It doesn't feel good in your hands when you're making kindling or chopping trees or whatever. It's the same thing with survival axe, all that stuff. Put a fancy name in front of it, it's still an axe. This right here, like I said, this has been with me for years. What I like is it takes an edge really easy. You don't want it too sharp, but I do want it a little bit sharp. Yeah, I had to go back. I had to go in. I was looking here. I said, I got my felling axe. I got my kindling axe. I got my splitting axe. I got my favorite axe. And then where's my camp splitting axe? That was in the cabin. All right, so let's have a cup of coffee, then we'll get on with it. Now, it looks like a pile of axes. Now, this is a fraction. I've been collecting axes for 50 years. I got axes at the cabin. I got axes at the Beaver Creek. I've got axes in the shop, and there. But none of them I've paid a lot of money for. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a camp axe or to get your favorite axe. You know, what is your favorite axe without spending $400 on it? That's absolutely ridiculous for you guys that are doing that. I know we're gonna get some high-end comments now. Anyways, this is the axe I use for trimming trails, walking through the woods. If I want to head out on a set of snowshoes out through the woods here today, this is the axe that I would put in my pack, or this is the axe that I'd be actually lugging. And then when I need to knock down some tree limbs to get through, this is the one that I use it for. Another reason for it not being very simple. But it's not a tree falling axe. Now you could knock down a tree with it, but it's not made for knocking down trees. This is a light duty axe. So then let's move on to like this big axe. You know, you would think this would be a good tree whacker, you know, for knocking down a tree. It's not. This is a great axe. This is right up there with this one. As far as when you see me out trapping or you see me out ice fishing or when I have my snowmobile, stuff like that, you will see this axe tucked into the gear there. Because this is a really good axe for busting stuff up. I use it. I got to clean it up this fall. This winter, I use it for trapping in the wintertime when I went bait trapping last winter. And but this is what I use for bashing up the ice and all that stuff. It does do a good job. That's why I put a rope on the end of it so that if it does break through, it's not going to the bottom. But this axe right here came from a lawn sale for $5. This thing is heavy. It is made for splitting wood. This is not one of those axes for cutting down a tree. The blade is blunt, like you'd want for splitting wood. This is a splitting maul, and you can see how blunt that is. That's because that's made for splitting wood. This isn't made for chopping down a tree either. And neither is this one. This one is made for out in the woodshed, at your cabin, at your homestead or whatever. This is the axe for splitting wood. Now they sell these a little bit bigger, but this is the axe. If I want to take down a tree, this is the axe that I use. And the reason that I use this axe is it's more tapered. It's not sharp edge and blunt for widening. It's tapered. And tapered really makes it good for chopping down a tree. And it doesn't weigh. This thing, I weighed this when I first got it. That thing must weigh 6 pounds or more. That's a lot of steel to be winging through the air time after time after time to chop down a tree. This thing right here is easy to swing. It's an enjoyable axe. Like I said, I really need to do some work on these axes. We get them out here in the daylight. That's a winter project on a snowy day. But that's my tools of the trade for here at the cabin or over at Beaver Creek. This is what I get everything done with. This one stays in the woodshed. I went out and got it so I could bring it here to show it to you. If you're splitting firewood at your cabin and you want an easy time at it, this is what you want to bring to your cabin and not necessarily an axe. You don't see that in your YouTube videos on surviving the great winter of 1888. Anyways, still making a little fun. But this is not an axe. It's called a splitting maul. And a splitting maul is what you would split up big rounds of wood with one pass sometimes. And the other thing you see here on the table, and this is a part of my gear as well. Nothing fancy here. This is a $5 saw. Oh, I guess, no, it probably was, this wasn't. I do have $5 ones from Harbor Freight. This is a Gerber. Now, if you have it, this thing will do so much. The more I have it, the more I realize how much it'll do. Walking through the woods for clearing a path, it's fast. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And it'll take down a good-sized tree with a good, 1.5 2 inches. You'll whack it right off for cutting four-wheeler trails and stuff like that. This makes fast work of roughing out a trail, getting down through the woods. But here's another thing that you wouldn't think this is really good at, but it really is. If you get yourself a deer or a moose and you got him skun out and hung up in a tree, you got to get the rib cage off. You cut in on the, I hang my deer from the feet, from the hindquarters. It would work from the front as well, but I hang from the hindquarters. I cut into where the rib cage are, and you can take this thing and very easily walk it down the backbone and lap off every single rib, and then you've got a whole stack of ribs for barbecued ribs. So that's why I threw this in the pile. This and this are always either in my sled in the wintertime or always in my pack, no matter where I'm going. If I'm going ice fishing for the day, these are the two items I have. They make fast work of everything, for building a fire, to making a trail, to even helping to build a shelter if I had to. So, well, that's going to wrap this one up. I hope I made some sense of it. I didn't get into sharpening and maintenance of these. I will, because I will be setting all these out and doing a maintenance of all of them. That it's time to clean up, at least put some edges on them, clean them up a little bit. But these are the ones. These are my two favorites. It's hard to say which one's a favorite. But anyways, this one, the same deal, was a lawn sale. Put a handle on it. This one came from a lawn sale. Same thing. Put a handle on it. And I would imagine the guy that made this also put a handle on it. So, but outside of that, there isn't an axe on this table that has cost me more than a handle. And you can, hardware stores carry the handle. You can buy the handles online. I don't have my glasses. This handle is a regular handle company that was you measure the size of your hole up there. I don't know if it was on here or not. I guess there is no company name on that sticker. That's too bad. But anyways, I bought that handle online. And that's all there is to it when it comes to East Grand Woodsman and the axes that I call necessities and tools for my trade anyways, as far as being a woodsman here in the state of Maine. So I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, and I will see you in the next one. Have a sip of coffee on your way out.